Good morning, students. I hope everybody is fine. So your first terminal exam is over. So you have got a different experience to go through your first terminal exam, isn't it? It was more than a competitive exams. You have gone through your syllabus, but you have written as like a competitive exams. You have gained little experience how to write the competitive exams. Fantastic. I hope everybody has done well in the first terminal exam. Now few days are there before Puja vacation. Puja vacation will begin from 21st of this month. So till 20th you will be having online classes. I will get 2 days before Puja vacation, that is today, and next day, that is on Friday. That is what. So we will start where we have left before your first terminal exam. See, I have left you on simple interest and compound interest. The lesson I have started and I have finished only one exercise of simple interest and compound interest. Today we will learn remaining part. Let us see how far we can learn it. So to begin with, more we emphasize on compound interest of this session, because simple interest you are thorough. So we will learn compound interest in detail. But before we move on to compound interest, first I will give you a recap of our previous lesson, that is simple interest. See, simple interest you have learned about. There are 2-3 formulas which are very important. First is amount. Amount means the sum of money you get after investing the money. Some amount of money investing and getting some extra amount is called interest. That is the amount you have invested, that sum of money is called principal, and the extra amount what you get after a period of time, that is called interest. So amount is equal to principal plus interest. And this key formula for simple interest to find out the interest is principal into time into rate divided by 100. P RT by 100 in short. See, the product of principal, time and rate divided by 100. Time usually we are calculating in a year annually, and rate percentage per annum. So that is what we are learning. And then we have learned another key formula of that relation is A equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. A means amount is equal to principal into 1 plus rate percent multiplied time divided by 100. I have said to directly find out the amount or the principal when you know the other one and the rate percentage and time from this formula. This is very useful formula. Okay, now move on to compound interest. Compound interest basically, the difference from simple interest is that every year you are getting some interest through simple interest. That interest also will be added to the capital value, that is principal amount, and that will become the new principal of the following year. That is what it goes on. If it is 2 years, every year for 1 year you have to calculate the interest in simple interest procedure PRT by 100. Then that interest amount will be added to the principal value. Then that will become the new principal for the following year. That is what we are going to do. So compound interest formula is equal to final amount minus original principal. The beginning principal will be subtracted from the final amount what is becoming. So I will take one example. It can be solved through simple interest formula also, considering time. Every time is equal to 1 year, and that year interest you have to find out. Then that will be added to the principal, and the next year again time will be 1. Then that year you will find some interest. Then that interest will be added to the second year principal, and that will become the final third year principal. That it will go on. So I will take one example that will be better. See, principal is given to ₹1,000 for the man has invested ₹1,000 for 10% per annum interest, and for 2 years, what will be the compound interest? You have to find out the compound interest. So to proceed with this now, first you find out for the first year. For the first year, what will be his amount? What will be his interest? First year interest will become what? PRT by 100. P is equal to 1000. R is equal to 10. T is equal to 1. I have said to you every time you have to consider 1 as the time by 100. If you calculate, you will find it is 100. Why? This 20 will cancel with this thing and this 100 remains. So this is the interest that will be added to the principal. Principal amount is 1000. So for second year, no. For second year, the principal will become ₹1000 plus rupees 100, that is becoming rupees 1100, and rate and all become same. Rate is equal to 10% and time is equal to 1 year. We have to consider that for second year interest will be how much? Second year interest will be 1100 into 10 into 1, time will be considered as 1, and then 100. This 100 will be cancelled with this thing and it became 110. So 110 is the interest for the second. What is becoming your final amount? 110 plus 1000. So final amount is how much? Final amount will become, 110, 1100 plus 110, that is equal to 1 to I think 0 1 210, that much. Then CI will become how much? This final amount minus original principal is rupees 1000. CI will become 1210 minus rupees 1000, which is equal to rupees 210. 210 rupees will be the compound interest of rupees 1000, 10% per annum for 2 years. I hope you have understood the simple interest formula. Now we move on to some of the formula of compound interest. Compound interest can be taken away through simple interest formula. Compound interest can be directly taken out by this formula: A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power n, where n stands for the number of year. Remaining, this is principal, P stands for principal, R is the rest percentage, and A is the amount. So when the interest is compounded annually, means yearly interest is calculated, that time it will be N. So that time the formula will be A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. But when it is compounded half yearly, that time, so the formula will be A equal to P into 1 plus R by 200 to the power 2n. R by 200 to the power 2n when it is compounded half yearly. Similarly, when it is compounded quarterly, that time the formula will be A equal to P into 1 plus 400. Here it was 200 for half yearly, it is 400. Here it was 2n for half yearly, here it will be 4n. I hope you have understood it. You can directly take out this amount through this formula. It is annually, you can take out through this formula. We will undertake some of the sums for your exercise. The concept of the compound interest formula will be clear.